when they go to a human instead of going to ChatGPT or Google Summaries, it's because they don't want an encyclopedia out of a human, right? Like you're not gonna compete with ChatGPT, right? You want to you want to bring like a strong point of view based on your experience, based on the work that you've done with clients, based on the project that you're working now, what's working exactly how, right? The ChatGPT doesn't have access to necessarily to that information, so it's going one layer deeper, right? And really be the thought leader, and hopefully have some even original research, original data, right? Even if it's, for example, in this case, your podcast, right? If you do a white paper based on 100 interviews with IT executives, that's your original research, right? And then, perhaps even ChatGPT will cite you as opposed to, just saying like, okay, why is cybersecurity important, right? Those type of questions, those are being answered by ChatGPT. But like, okay, cybersecurity for digital marketing agencies of this size that are dealing with clients that are HIPAA compliant, okay, now you got my attention. And me, if I'm a digital marketing agency that work, that I'm interested in that, I'm going to follow that person, right? I'm going to follow that person, and I'm going to really look up to him as the expert in that, because there's probably no other person that is branding themselves like that. And when I need that, I'm going to reach out to him, right? So, I mean, I think that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, no, that it makes a lot of sense. And when you break it down like that, it almost sounds too easy, too common sense, right? And I'll say it because I heard someone tell me recently, right, that he wanted to do something unique, something that hasn't been done before. Why waste my time, on something that there's 1,000 other companies for and whatnot. And I had to explain it to him like this, like, look, you could spend 40, 50, 60 years creating something brand new, right? And you absolutely could. Or you could take a template from other people, take that template and tweak it, make it your own, and build off of that, right? There's two different ways about it, and he was kind of thrown off, right, because I immediately gave him the example, so like I have obviously the South Security Consulting LLC, and I actually provide some consulting services to different companies, large and small. No, not a marketing gig, right? But I gave him that example, right, where like, hey, I'm a one person company. I have a specialty in this area. I do it really well. It's proven, right? Companies have paid me to do it for them and whatnot. Why would I start that LLC with that same mindset? Because I mean, there's a big four, right? PwC, Deloitte, I mean, KPMG, EY, right? Why am I going to be chosen above and beyond them, right? And there's differentiators for sure. I mean, you're not spending $500 an hour with me, right? Like, if my time gets that valuable, that'd be something really impressive, but it is not that valuable. But, you have to not be afraid of doing the same thing a little different, making it your own and growing and building it out.